So we'll get started. So that's the logo, and I'll kind of go over some things about, I think, the new age of dentistry in general that I'm going to bring to Sedalia is it's market forward, marketing forward. I think before you could put a sign on your door and have 1,000 patients and be busy from day one. It's a little bit different today. So I was going to kind of go over some things that I've done to kind of help with that. We're on Facebook. As Myrna was saying, Facebook is a big thing today. And so we're really focusing on hitting Facebook heavy. So if you go on our Facebook page, even anything we're doing in the community, little tips of taking care of your kids' teeth or taking care of your own teeth, we try to put that on Facebook. It's really educational, and also it's a pretty good marketing tool as well. So quickly about me, 2002 graduate of Cole Camp High School, so local boy, and just coming home, which is kind of exciting for me. I went to college at Lindenwood in St. Charles, graduated UMKC in 2010, and then I did a one-year internship in oral maxillofacial surgery, and kind of what I'll show you with some of the technologies I've purchased. I like that surgical aspect of dentistry, whether it's dental implants, impacted wisdom teeth, that kind of thing. So again, bringing that type of service to Sedalia is something that I felt pretty passionate about as well. And then back to the dental implants, there was a one-year program in Bessemer, Alabama, which is a little suburb of Birmingham, where we would go down there and do surgeries on patients 1 week in a month for an entire year. So that really gave me a lot of good education in the implant field. And then CAD/CAM technology, and we're talking about the technology advancements, even in the Sedalia community with the development you're talking about. It all goes into this. As those programs are getting bigger, we can use them in the health field as well. Years ago, you would have a person, cast an alloyed crown, build that with porcelain. Now what happens is we have a block of zirconia or any type of porcelain, and CAD/CAM technology mills that down, and it's a precision fit. And I will show you again how, instead of a traditional impression system, now we're using a digital scanner. So it's really exciting. This is a great time in dentistry. Actually, it's a great time anywhere because of the technological advancements. American Dental Association member, and then an AGD member, which is the Academy of General Dentistry. So this is our office. We're located at 808 Winchester Drive, which is where Dr. Cable used to be. It's also connected to Dr. Limbaugh's office, just down the road from here. We opened our doors October 24th of 2016, so it's a pretty new office. Going great though. We're having good growth. Couldn't be happier. So our mission statement as an office is we aim to provide comprehensive dental dentistry for our patients in a friendly, caring, and compassionate manner. We believe that all patients deserve to have access to state-of-the-art dental care without going to the metro areas or paying specialist fees. So it all comes back to what can I do as a general dentist to provide access for patients in Sedalia. I hear it all the time. I need that root canal, but I don't want to drive to Kansas City, or I don't want to drive to Columbia. So, with me investing in technology, I can now offer that for patients, which is something I really wanted to do. I want to be able to try to offer everything I can for our patients here in Sedalia. When we first opened, we were 3 days a week, but now we're, as you can see, hours Monday through Friday with a half day on Wednesdays. So now we're able to offer patients 5 days of dental care. And then currently I have 4 employees, 1 front office, 1 hygienist, and 2 dental assistants. And then, as we expand, we'll probably have to have another front office person, but that's the office. It's a small, little close-knit office, like a family, which is exactly what we want. And we want to provide that type of feeling for our patients when they walk in the door. So getting to the investment in technology, the first thing that really I want to talk about is the CBCT, which is a cone beam computed tomography. This is like, if you can think of it's a mini CT scanner. And what it does, traditionally, you go to your dentist, they take the little bite wings, and it's just a 2D film. What this does is it takes that film and it converts it to a 3-dimensional perspective. So whenever I'm placing an implant in this quadrant, years ago you could see, okay, I have plenty of height of bone, but I don't know how much width that bone is. And so with the 3D, I can see, okay, I have plenty of bone here, but I can also measure width. And so, that, again, a lot of that's above what you all need to know, but basically, from my perspective, it just gives me it gives me a lot more knowledge of the situation, gives me a better ability to provide better care. So also with this, the digital impression system that I was talking about, So real quick, this is still pretty loud, but instead of the traditional impression system for taking crown impressions, this now is how we take that impression. As you can see, it's basically just a scanner, and what he's doing, he's scanning that over the teeth, and it's showing up on this screen as an image. And I'll show that just for a couple seconds, then we'll stop it. Okay, so that's basically. No, that was all I needed. Yep, thank you. Basically, what that was showing though is I now can get a digital impression of that. I can email that to my lab, and then they'll have my crown back in a few days. You know, the old system was the paste you put in the mouth, you bite on that for a few minutes, you ship that to the lab. It takes about 2 days in transit. They make the crown, 2 days in transit back. You're about 2-3 weeks to get your crown back. Now I can scan that, click send. The lab has it in about 30 seconds. They start working that day, and I can usually have it back in about 4 business days. So the whole process is just streamlined. Again, there's no human error because it's all milled from a machine. So again, that's just really exciting to see. You know, when we insert crowns, there's no guesswork. We know exactly it's going to fit. It's real exciting. So. And then, of course, the digital X-ray sensors. This has been in dentistry for quite a while now. I think most dental offices have gone to these. Instead of the old films where you expose them, you dip them, and then process them. This is, again, I take the image and, a second later, it's on my computer screen. So it just streamlines the whole process. This little guy to the right is it's my X-ray unit now. So before you had the big tubes, this is just a little handheld thing. We can click and it takes the image. Intraoral camera, I love this just for educational purposes. This was a patient that came in a couple weeks ago. She comes in, she breaks her tooth. So we take a picture of it and we can say, okay, well, portion of your tooth structure is gone. There's a little decay here. Part of the filling's left. And what I can do is I'll fix the tooth and then that's what we're left with. What's nice when we come back to marketing though is that we can use this, put it on our website, and show patients that you can come in and in a day get your tooth fixed. We can restore that to the proper form and function. So, and then our dental chairs do have a massage feature. It doesn't improve my work at all. It's just nice for you all to relax because I know patients have anxiety when they come to the dentist. So anything that I can do or my staff can do to make you feel more comfortable is what we want to do. So little things like that improve it. So services, all general dental procedures, we do offer those. But then the things that we like to focus on, like I said, dental implants. And so if you look on an X-ray, this is what a dental implant looks like. And this is what, in the mouth though, what you see is kind of from start to finish. You have the space there. We place the implant. As it's healing, we have a little silver cap there. And at the end, you have a crown. So everything that you're going to see or your friends will see or family will see is just a normal tooth like the rest of your teeth. So implants have changed the way that patients can replace their teeth. Before, if you've missed several teeth, you're talking about something you take in and out, which can be a hassle. Now we can place implants, and that tooth functions just like any other tooth in your mouth. So really excited to offer that for Sedalia. Root canal treatments here on the very left, and then sleep apnea treatment. Probably more so for the wives in the room than the husbands, but sleep apnea goes along with snoring. And so we can make little devices that help with snoring and also sleep apnea. You'd be shocked at how many patients have sleep apnea and don't know it. I just went to a course a couple months ago on this, and they said sleep apnea is like, they call it the silent killer because, when you're not getting good sleep, you're not breathing for 70 intervals throughout the night. It can affect your cardiovascular health. It can affect a lot of things with you. So, and there's little things that we can pick up in the mouth that are signs of sleep apnea patients. So that's another thing that we like to offer. So obstacles with opening. And I'm probably going to go way over on time, but we'll speed through this a little bit. Meeting the start deadline with construction equipment orders. I've never done this before. So, whenever you're talking about several moving pieces with construction and then all this equipment that has to come in on time, that was definitely something that was stressful for me and just making sure, because, we were scheduling patients months in advance and I knew that I had to have that door open and me seeing patients October 24th. So if I didn't have that ready, it was going to be a problem. So that was a big obstacle, I thought. Getting credentialed with insurance companies. We live in an insurance world right now, so be able to tell that patient that's calling that, yes, we accept your insurance, yes, we're in network. We wanted to be from day one. Some insurances take about 90 days to get credentialed, so that was a struggle as well. And then getting patients, it's like I said, you'd love to hang the shingle on the door and have 1,000 patients. It just doesn't work that way. So there are ways that we can do that. Organizing office inventory. So we can go over how I overcame some of that in the question and answer segment. But yeah, going forward, we want to grow the office. We want to expand. Eventually I want to be able to have a bigger space. Right now our office is about 1,300 square foot. I'd like to have an office about 2,000 square foot, a couple more hygienists just to be able to serve more patients. And that is it. I'll take all your questions you have, though. Thank you. Yes.
We want to hear about those obstacles and how you overcame them.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's fine.
If you want to go back to that slide.
Okay, I will. Yeah, sorry. I just talked too much, I guess. Okay, yeah, and the last thing that with obstacles, setting practice systems and protocols, which this can apply to any business. As if you're dealing with a systems issue or a protocol issue with your staff, that's limiting your productivity. So what you want to do is you want to be able to have a lean system to where, and I'm learning this on the fly. It's just I don't want to have to deal with not having the right composite material because we didn't have the system in place to order it, and so. Just little things that you can pick up along the way. And number one is just talking to your peers and talking to the people that have done it before. Like Myrna's been doing it for a while. So, if you're a new startup company with that type of thing, it'd be perfect to talk to her about it because she's gone through it before. And that's the same thing with me. There are a lot of great dentists in Sedalia, and they're very helpful with me. So if I have a question on a business system, then, it's nice to be able to talk to those people. But with the office built out, obviously having a very thorough blueprint, give the contractor exactly what they need. That way there's less questions. If he's on the phone talking to you, he's not building your office. So having as much information for him as possible is what you need. Then also just give yourself some leeway when you're ordering equipment and supplies, because things will be on back order. So that's what we did. I just made sure I gave myself quite a bit of cushion on time frame. As far as insurance credentialing in dentistry, Unlock the PPO is a company that will negotiate rates for you, and also they'll also talk about speeding up the credentialing process. So that's what we did. It was great. The insurance industry I don't know much about. So having a company that can do that for you was priceless in my opinion. So we really did like that. As far as getting patients, I was able to purchase charts from two dentists that retired, Dr. Howe and Dr. Cable. So that was a huge influx of patients right from the get-go. And then just marketing. In terms, just creating a brand is what we want to do. We want to create a brand of a Tiger, even just the scrubs, just having on my scrubs and that type of thing. Just, it's just so important. I think, we want to be able to, when people think of Sedalia, we want to think Tiger Family Dental. And if you're wondering why we chose Tiger Family Dental, I'm a big Mizzou fan, first of all, so that's part of it. But also just the Sedalia community. If you look around, everything's, Tiger. You have the elementary school district, you have the high school. And so we wanted to be a part of that. We wanted to buy into the community and be an office that patients of any age can feel comfortable in our office. So that's kind of what we were doing. And then as far as the protocols and systems, there's a practice seminar down in San Antonio, Texas called Breakaway Practice. And this guy, he was 26 when he graduated dental school. Within 8 months had created 9 dental offices in the San Antonio metro. So instead of being a dentist, he decided to tell everybody else how to do that system. And so that's what I went to. And it's talking about keeping your overhead low as possible, marketing heavy, making patients feel comfortable. So when you walk in my office, I have a little coffee bar, and it doesn't smell like a dental office. It smells like just a nice, comfortable setting, and that all goes into patients that want to be in your office. It's important. If I do a really good filling or a really good crown, patients don't necessarily know that. They know how I talk to you, how I make you feel, if I hurt you or not. And so that part of dentistry is what we really try to focus on. Also doing exceptional dentistry, but making you feel comfortable is priority for us. So going forward, like I was saying, 5-year business plan is to grow and really build the office. And we want to promote oral health in Sedalia, educate the population on the importance of regular dental care and the link to systemic health. So I think the biggest thing in rural areas is just dental education in general. I grew up in Cole Camp, so I know firsthand that just there are things that we just kind of deal with. If we have a toothache, we just it'll go in a couple of weeks. And I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't go to the dentist every 6 months. So it's just we're going to try to encourage patients to do that. And like I said, we want to grow the brand of Tiger Family Dental as Sedalia's hometown dental office that is active in the community and a part of the school districts and the communities around Sedalia. And that's basically it. So, yes.
Coming out of college, they teach you how to be a dentist. Going into business for yourself, what was the biggest challenge? Was there something you didn't learn in college that maybe you should have? Or
yeah, I think that's the biggest fault right now with dental curriculums in the country is we have no business knowledge at all. They just say, tell the patient they need a crown and it's $900 and they'll say yes, and and that's just not how it works, and they. And you're going to have great staff. Your staff will be fine. You're not going to have any issues with patients or staff showing up to work and working hard for you. And it's so from a business owner, I try to tell my staff, I want you to feel ownership in this office. And I feel like if you can do that with your staff, no matter what business you're in, if you can have your employees feel ownership, that's so important. And it's hard. I mean, I struggle with it every day. So I think the biggest challenge is just getting patients to believe you and accept treatment. And that's why I have that intraoral camera that I can take a picture of that tooth and say, well, yes, your tooth is broken. We need to fix it. That's big. And just be able to run the office budget. And it's a struggle, but it's exciting too. So, yeah.
First thing's a comment. As someone who has a front tooth that is a dental implant, I appreciate what you do. I mean, it makes you feel confident when you have a fake tooth that looks like a real tooth.
It is nice.
It's nice to be able to smile and no one notice. Question is, what percentage do you think of patients you have dental insurance compared to who come in and have to pay cash? And what do you like to see more of, I guess?
So, the office I came from, it was about 70-30, and that's in the Jeff City area. Sedalia is a really heavy insurance community. We have a lot of industry here, and because of that, it's just it has a heavy insurance. I bet it's probably about 90 to 95% insurance right now.
wow.
So it's a lot, yeah. I love it for the amount of patients. I hate it because we're dealing with insurance companies. So I think if you ask most dentists, they're going to want to say about 70-30, 60-40 is probably what you want. And so yeah, that's basically. But Sedalia is a very heavy insurance community.
Did you pick Sedalia because it was sort of your hometown, or did you do market research and decide, is there some number per capita, there should be this many dentists, like that market?
I did a lot of market research, and market research told me not to pick Sedalia. They told me to pick Ashland or St. Louis metro area. But when I sat down and thought about it, I'm like, yes, having a booming practice from the start, and I got to say we're doing much better than I thought we were anyway. So I'm happy that worked out. I want to be around people that I'm familiar with. I want to be home. So happiness is more important to me than just picking a piece of paper, picking the spot on a piece of paper and saying that's where I want to practice. I wanted to live somewhere I wanted to. So that's kind of why I picked it. But yeah, I did a lot of market research, and what we go off on market research is, again, patients per dentist. You like to see about 2,000 to 3,000. It is higher here, but then you also look at they can break it down to the average number of dollars per patient will spend per year in dentistry, and so that based on a demographic, they can give you that number as well. So that number was a little bit lower for Sedalia. And then also median household income, they figure all that into it. So yeah, I did a lot of that market research. Yes.
Is there a lifetime, or how long do your implants, can you expect an implant to last?
So implants will last. They can last a lifetime. They are the best solution we have for missing teeth today. And if you look at research, about 97% of implants placed will be successful. But again, you do have to brush and take care of it just like a tooth. As a tooth can lose bone support and get loose, so can an implant. So, but proper hygiene, that implant you can plan on that implant lasting your lifetime. So it's a great solution. Yes, sir.
I own a trail riding facility, and we put on all sorts of events. If I had somebody get their teeth kicked out by a horse or something, can I call you?
Absolutely.
All right. I mean, like odd hours. I mean, weekends.
Yep.
I need to make sure I get your number.
That's right. I'll give you my cell phone too, so you can call my cell after hours. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Do you have any plans of like catering specifically to young children? Like having reward systems and things like that for the little ones like you see in some of the specialty in the bigger city areas?
Yeah, we will never be a pediatric office, but there are definitely things that we like to do. Like we have a little treasure chest, and so when the patient does well, we'll bring them up and they can get something out of the treasure box. We're trying to do like a little no cavity club as well, and if you have a couple exams where you don't have any cavities and your hygiene's good, we can give you some movie tickets and things like that. So that's definitely something that we're thinking about doing.
Do you recommend if you have small children to do a pediatric, or only go to them if you have large issues?
Yeah, the way that I like to do it, because again, we don't have a pediatric dental presence in Sedalia, what I say is, bring them in for just the regular checkups, and then if there is a major issue, we have a really good pediatric office in Columbia that I refer to, that they do a good job. But yeah, regular checkups, a year of age or a few, just kind of start. Whether you're holding them in your lap and we're just taking a look and get them familiar with the office. So much about having good patients as adults is creating good patients as kids. Not having that bad experience and getting them very comfortable in a dental setting. So that's what I would encourage. Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously, the facility renovation, all of the technology as far as equipment, buying the charts, that took a lot of money.
Yes.
So, and as you mentioned earlier, dental school doesn't teach you a lot about the finances maybe.
That's right.
How did you learn? How did you get the financial background? And were there any struggles you had in gathering the financing together, or any learning experiences that you had?
Sure. So I had this in mind from the moment I graduated dental school, that I wanted to be my own boss and have my own office. So number one for me, get my student loans paid off. And so from day one and out of school, I went to a community health center in Jeff City, and they had a student loan repayment program. So I did that for a few years, saved a bunch of money. I paid all the student loans off. So I was entering my practice with no personal debt, just the practice debt, which a lot of guys, if I didn't do that, I think I'd probably be bald, because I mean, it's just the amount of stress you have. So that was number one. I wanted to get all my personal debt taken care of, put myself, and I also made it to where if I had to, I wasn't going to pay myself for an entire year. That was something I just said. I was going to do that. If I had to, we'll do it. We're going to make it work. And then, just talking to several banks, establishing a relationship. I had done a lot of business with Central Bank just because I had my home loan through them for a while and everything. And so I think just establishing and having a good business model, a good business plan. If you can provide that plan to the bank, and that gives them peace of mind too. So yes, it is stressful having that much debt, but at the same time, you can do projections and just, for me, I try to be fiscally responsible, and just apply that to every part, my business, my personal life, and that's helped quite a bit. So, yes.
Do you do Dave Ramsey, or do you have like a financial advisor?
I have a financial advisor, but I do read a lot of Dave Ramsey. So, I use his model a lot for my personal
like
life.
what, Primerica, or what is that? Primerica? Is that who you use? Who do you use as your financial advisor?
My financial advisor is through Edward Jones, and he provides all that for me, and he's very good.
So you did the market research, and it said basically there's other opportunities in Sedalia. So then when you go to get your financing and your lender looks at these statistics, did that create an additional hurdle when you said, I want to be in this community?
Yeah, it did. And again, it was, I think the bank that they looked at the patient per dentist ratio, and that's a decent ratio here in Sedalia. So they didn't dive quite as deeply as I did into it. I think that, with Sedalia not buying or purchasing the charts of 2 practices, you probably could have been just fine having a startup office in Sedalia. But that was a hurdle. And I think basically, again, just having a nice business model, make them feel comfortable saying from the area, you have a plan for patients in the door and that kind of thing. So yeah, it was a hurdle though, for sure.
Any more questions? Okay, so I have the last question.
Okay.
Dr. Ehlers, what can we as a community do for you?
I think just encourage, if patients don't have a dentist, again, I'm not here to pull patients away from other dentists. I think we're lucky in Sedalia to have a lot of good dentists. But if you're not going to the dentist regularly, just give us a try, and we're not a high pressured office. I know I have a lot of technology. That doesn't mean I'm telling every patient they need an implant or, they need all these things. I did this technology to offer the best service I can for patients if you need it. But if you don't need it and you just need a checkup, and then we're going to do the best we can, cleaning your teeth and making you feel comfortable and want it as a patient. So that's basically it. Just get the name out there and promote the brand, and that's it. So
Thank you very much.
thank you.